So I'm really loving what New Balance are doing at the moment, and it's one of those sneakers that, to be honest, I would turn my nose up back in the day, and basically would be looking at purchasing more sort of Nike products really, and that's kind of what I was more into, especially as a kid. And I think the older you get, you kind of look at other sort of designs and brands, and to be honest, I didn't really still put New Balance on my radar, and it's only, I suppose, when they became a bit more popular that I sort of started to look into them. And in all honesty, I think at the moment they're probably like the best brand in my opinion. And Asics have been getting a lot of love lately, but I think their products are still good, but I don't think they're as great as what New Balance are doing at the moment. And I managed to get this pair in at today, and it's the 991v2, and it's the Turbulence silver blue colorway. And getting this pair in, I basically was viewing a documentary on YouTube. It's like a short documentary that New Balance did, and it's from their Flimby factory, and it's one of the product designers talking about how he was developing the 991 V2, and kind of used like the ethos of basically being like a Porsche, and it's a design that's just reiterated upon, and you know, they kind of keep the same type of feel and look, and just make improvements where necessary. And haven't really had a pair of 991 V1s. I mean, I did review a pair a little while ago, but I didn't keep hold of those. But with this pair, I'm kind of a bit different about it. I managed to get this particular pair on a discount, so which was weird because they just released, but on 7store.com, shout out to them, they basically had this pair with 20% off, and to be honest, there was only a few sizes left, and this is actually a full size above what I would normally wear, but it fits me quite well. I wouldn't say, you know, I still prefer probably going up half a size in these rather than a full size up, but my toe kind of fits about there with my sock on, so it's not so bad. But I imagine like once it sort of loosens up a bit, it'll probably wear in a bit more. However, I wasn't kind of looking to buy this colorway, but because I received them with the 20% off, they cost me obviously significantly less, and I'm one of those people that I just don't really like dropping a lot of money in sneakers unless I think it's really, really worth it. And this one, I think, is like the quality of materials that they're using, and it's kind of mostly sort of handmade as well in the Flimby factory in the UK, which is just outside of the Lake District area. And I think they've done a really, really nice job with these. I tried it on earlier just to kind of see how they feel and how they fit, and I wouldn't say they're as comfortable as a 990 V6, but for a New Balance, they're probably the third most comfortable trainer that I've tried after the 990 V6 and say the 1906R 2002R group of trainers. And this particular pair is the pair that is, I think, kind of nearly up there. It still gives me slightly sort of more firmer midsole. However, I can feel like the Fuelcell in there, so that feels quite nice on foot, and it's kind of going through this mid panel of the, it's going through the mid area of the midsole. And these also have Endurance on the outside as well, so, and then sort of absorb SBS like little pods that they have for mostly for sort of stability and heel protection. And the midsole is made of Encap technology as well, so that's their foam technology that they use. But it just feels really nice on foot. It just feels really lightweight. I think the only thing that I would sort of say just feels probably slightly elevated, but apart from that, what I really love about it is the materials. It's just because it's sort of more handcrafted, that it just feels, I don't know, the materials on this, it just feels a lot nicer compared to other trainers that I've felt. And for some reason, the sock lining as well, it's not like premium material, but it just feels really, really nice on foot, and even the insole as well. They've got, I think, what they're calling the SL1 Fit insole, and it just feels really, really nice. Just, you know, it's just one of those trainers that, you know, when you kind of sort of put on a pair of trainers and you just think, wow, this is, you know, this is just how it should be kind of thing. And that's the way I feel about these. It just feels really nice on foot. And I also like the blue hip touches all over with the greys, and you get a little bit of the pink kind of running through it as well. And I especially like the V2 tongue loop that they've got going on here as well, which is really cool. and it just the reflective hits on here as well. You got it on the near the end top of the toe box, and also on the heel, and the 991 logo as well is reflective as well. So it's just a really cool, nice shoe really. So I would definitely recommend it, especially if you can get them at discount price, but they're pretty much sold out now. So here are the details for the New Balance 991v2 Turbulence Silver Blue. It comes in a silver blue, turbulence and quiet grey colourway. And these have a Fuelcell technology in the midsole, which allows you to move faster from your heel to toe. It just gives you that extra bit of boost. And it also has an Encap midsole as well, so that basically provides a dual density midsole, and it's slightly on the sort of firmer side, but it does basically provide a bit of stability and impact protection. And the same goes with the absorb pods that they have on there, so they're more like gel type structures that again, on your sort of right side of your foot or your left side of your foot, it provides you with just that sort of more impact protection on those areas where you're going to feel them the most. And this is made up of all suede and mesh materials. The price was £220. So the comfort and sizing, I think these are more on the medium side. They're not really too firm, and what I would say about them is they feel sort of lightweight on foot, so you don't feel that harsh on them. And these also, being a newer model as well, they have good neutral support around the arch. It's not like how you would have in a runner, but it's still very nice. And because of the mesh upper and mainly being sort of suede materials around the areas where they're not going to cause any sort of tension, there's no sort of wearing time with these. And I think true to size does work on these. However, if you've got a wide foot, you're better off going up half size, because you'll just get a bit of extra space around your sort of pinky toe area really. And with all sort of New Balances, they do sort of loosen up after sort of 5 to 6 hours. They just have a tendency to feel even nicer on foot afterwards. And these still have good traction as well, so they're a slightly newer model than the 991v1. However, the traction feels like it's a bit more sort of updated and has a bit more of a up-to-date sort of traction pattern on there, which I think would work well. So with the look and style, I really like the vibrant colourway in this. It's still quite sort of muted and still quite sort of greys on there, but it feels there's just enough pop on there. And it's one of those sneakers that I think, you know, you can kind of rock during the sort of spring summertime, but I think any season works with these as well, because they've got primarily sort of more sort of lighter muted blue and greys. And this is a good one to wear sort of casual. I think you can probably dress these up as well to smart casual, because they look quite nice on feet and quite sort of sophisticated. And I think going with light blue, grey, navy, sail, or even pink laces, because you've got the little hints of pink, especially for the absorb pods. So the final thoughts, I like the fact that it feels like really premium, like on foot, and it just feels really nice, and it feels really cozy as well. And I do like the vibrant colourway on this. It still feels quite sort of muted, but at the same time it's a nice pop of blue and pink and greys. And it just feels really lightweight on foot. It's just one of those trainers that just feels really sort of neutral and just easy to wear. And like I said earlier, it just feels really comfortable, and it's primarily because of the materials and also the way your foot sits in there. And as I say, the materials just feel really great, and especially the inner sock lining and where the toe area is, and it just feels like it's more of a sort of homemade sneaker, in the sense of, you know, it feels like they've spent time just creating like almost like a bespoke trainer. In terms of cons, I think the cost at £220 is on the high price, and that's mainly due to the manufacturing being in the UK. And I will say your heel sits slightly elevated, and this is a common thing with the 991. It's one of those ones where you do feel sort of sit slightly further up than you normally should do, but I don't think it's too bad on this particular pair, but I still want to sort of note it anyway. And if you go sort of true to size, you might experience sort of pinky toe pressure and sort of pressure around the forefoot, because the silhouette gets narrower to that end. And I would sort of say, if you think you're going to have that, especially because if you've got like a wide foot, then you want to go up half size. With the ratings, I think the look and style for this is a 5 out of 5. In all honesty, on paper, when I see the pictures online, I wasn't too much of a fan of this and thought it was just another one of those 99 New Balance models that basically had a little bit of an update. And with the comfort, I think it's a 5 out of 5 as well. It's different to, say, the 990v6 and 1906R, but it still feels very, very comfortable on foot and very, again, neutral, which is similar to sort of the 990v6, so it's more similar to that than it is any other pair. And the quality, I'd give it a 5. I think it's just the materials and the choice of materials that they've used. It just feels really nice and soft and plush, and almost that kind of premium feel. And this is where I think the pricing on these, I'd give that a 4 out of 5. I think it's just priced probably a bit too high for the type of trainer. I mean, I got these on discount, which is quite unheard of, especially because it's a new release. But you know, paying full price for these, £220 is a bit of a sting. But I'll still overall give it a score of 5 out of 5. I just think it's just a really, really nice sneaker, and I think it just looks amazing on foot as well, and just feels really comfortable and neutral.